Hey everyone, Matt here. So as voted by you, the card you wanted to build around in a recent poll on the community page on the channel was Rogue class. It won with about 50% of the votes. Whenever a creature you control deals a combat damage to a player, exile the top card of that player's library face down. You may look at it as long as it remains exiled. The level 2 is pay 3, creature you control gain menace, and the amazing level 4. You may play cards exiled with Rogue class as long as you spend mana as though if a mana of any colour to cast those spells. This was the card you wanted to be built around. Rogue in the name, Rogue in the deck, with a real good mill sub-theme. Now, you know my feelings on rogues, but how can you not build a rogue deck with rogue class? It's in the name. So, we're going to look at it. Now, obviously, this is a 2022 build. If you enjoy this deck and you want to see lots of gameplay, smash that like. Just smash the like anyway, because I will record some gameplay with this. But the deck obviously is revolved around rogue class, so we're going to have a lot of, we've got 19 creatures in total in there, but then we do, we have a couple of cards in there to help us with control, help us with, removal, and then starting off with one of my favourite cards, and the secret tech of the deck is to have Tasha's Hideous Laughter in there, 3 mana. Each opponent exile cards from the top of their library until that player has exiled cards with a total mana value of 20. Now, this, if you didn't see the video from yesterday, my mono white meta deck, go and take a look at that. This card obliterates decks like that, because literally you can just mill half their deck in one card. And this is what Tasha's in there to do, which is why we're having it in the deck, because for 3 mana, it's so good. I had Cacophony in here, as Madding Cacophony in here. I did have more of a mill route as well, but feeling like with Rogue class, you do need a few more creatures in there, which is why some of them in testing came out. And this is what I've ended up with. Now, rogues, I don't, will it be as strong? Probably not, because the deck was so perfectly tuned. But I feel this is a real good deck to take forward, especially if you want to play with the fun card Rogue class. So, we're going to look at the rogues and the honorary rogue that we have, which is obviously Ruin Crab. You've got to have in there, if you're playing Dimir Rogue class mill, you're going to be wanting the old crab in there, and this is definitely in there, which is why we're running Evolving Wilds as a 3 of, because we want to get that double interaction. Fable Passage. Sad, so sad, it's gone. But we've got the crab, we've got Merfolk Wind Robber in there to do the job. Merfolk deals combat damage to a player, they have to mill the card. We can sack it later on, if potentially to draw a card as well. But if not, we'll be tacking away, and hopefully with the rogue class, whenever the creature deals combat damage, exiling another card as well. So it's got to have that early creature. Trying out the noodle, Krydle of Baldur's Gate. 1/3, the gate deals combat damage to a player. That player loses 1 life, mills a card, then we gain 1 life and scry 1. So does a lot, for 2 mana. It is legendary, so we only got 2 of these in the deck. Whenever you attack, you may pay 2. If you do, target creature can't be blocked this turn, which is very good if this is in there. Soaring Thought-Thief. I could never say Soaring Thought-Thief is in there. 8 or more cards, rogues control get +1/+0. But the big beta we potentially do have is Nighthawk Scavenger. So, make this unblockable. Flying Death Touch lifelink. Massive, massive flying vampire rogue. Can obviously do, potentially in a couple of hits just get the job done. Hopefully that's what we like. That is pretty much it for the creatures other than Zareth San the Trickster. It's a 4/4 with flash, return an unblocked attacking rogue control. Put this into the battlefield tap to take it, but when it deals combat damage. What's great about this one is you may put target permanent card from that player's graveyard, so we'll be milling everything and potentially get something that's massive, big, strong, and game winning ourselves just from our opponent's graveyard. You see what Rogue does. You know what these creatures do. If you're new to the game, Rogues is a very strong deck, and we're using the best of what we can with a couple of new creatures in there. A new creature with Krydle of Baldur's Gate to just, enhance the deck up to hopefully have Rogue class do some work with us. You're paying the 3 to give Menace is like Evasion as well, so we got the Unblockable, we got Menace, so we really are going to be getting through potentially with our attacks, which is what we want to do. So, we got removal in the deck as well. We've got Bloodchief's Thirst as a 2 of, target creature or planeswalker, mana 2, but you pay the extra kicker cost and you can get something a bit bigger. We also have Poison the Cup, Really cool card, uncommon, destroy target, but you can foretell it, then you get the scry too. Scrying, as you always say, I always say, is one of my favourite mechanics, and it's super strong. Baleful Mastery, in there is a couple of as well, so we got, you know, we can deal with any planeswalkers coming down or exiling a big creature as well. And if we have to leave this and pay the, you know, just do the 2 rather than paying the spell's mana cost, opponent does draw a card, but potentially it takes another card out their library. Could help them find what they need, but if they've got 1 card left, let's Baleful, eh? That's the way to do it. Other in the deck, we got a bit of control, saw it coming in there. Counter target spell. We just got a couple of these, and we got a couple of Jawari as well. I did have Hideous, not Hideous, I had the 3 mana counter spell that would draw 2 cards or counter a spell. I tried that out. It's okay, but I feel like, you know, I was lacking a few more creatures, which is when in testing in came Nighthawk Scavenger and Merfolk Windrobber, which, you know, replaced cards like that and a couple of the extra mills, because I was, you know, leaning towards mill, but then it wasn't really going the rogue class way, which is, you know, which is what the whole deck was meant to be about. I was sort of just zoned into mill, you know me, I love mill. The other bit of counter spell we do have is Test of Talents. In there's a 2 of instant or sorcery spell, search control of graveyard, hand, library. Any number of cards with the same spell, you get to take them out the hand, but they do draw a card for that, but you get to take potentially a really annoying spell out. This was great, obviously, against ultimatums, but ultimatums are rotating now, but still, you know, a very viable card to have as a couple of in your deck, I find. Land base, just got the 1 Hall of Storm Giants, put in there as an extra beta in case we do need it. Lots of basics, 6/5 of there. Clearwater Pathway we get to take over for 2022 for the rotation proof. This is obviously rotation proof. And then, like I said, 3 Evolving Wilds. You could go 4. I just went 3 because it was just like Ruin Crabs in there. Sometimes we might need that double interaction. Be pretty good. Get that extra bit of mill. But the way the deck plays out, obviously, is getting down your early creatures, your Merfolk, your Crabs if you can, and then, you know, if you can get the rogue class on there, then start building that up, potentially. It's, you know, you'd love to get to level 4. You can do that. But just milling with the creatures is really cool. Given a menace, have the good evasion, and then when games go long, you go forward, and you can start playing other cards, which I think is really cool about that. We've got, you know, a good mix of card draw. We've got a little bit of card draw here, like I spoke about as well. Behold the Multiverse, scry 2, then draw 2 cards. So that will help us out a little bit. We don't have too many of them. I might up this to 3, but I feel like, you know, maybe the 2 is good enough, but we'll have to wait and see if we do need that 3rd extra bit of counter spell. But we're basically not dropping our hand straight away. We're playing, you know, it's like counter magic. This has Flash the Soaring as well. We've got the counter spells to keep up, and then we can just, you know, draw cards late game when we need to. But this is 2022 Dimir Rogue class mill. Let me know what you think of the deck. Like I said, smash those likes. I will get some gameplay reported. Just, you know, show me the love. Put in the comments any cards you think we should do. If there's any changes towards the deck after even more testing, which I'm pretty happy how this is, but you know, there might be like a 1 card change by the time I get to the gameplay potentially, which might be adding another Behold or something like that. But this is the deck ready to play. Take it to your play queues, have a go around it. You probably have the majority of these cards. You might have to, you know, if you've not got a lot of the new cards, rogue class, you might have to build, but a lot of these you potentially could already have, which is really good. You know, just enjoy the deck as you have been on a lot of the other decks. You give me so much love on them. I really do appreciate that. Big shout out all to my Patreons. You lot take care, and I'll see you on the next video.